to the Eva Melton Show. If you're online right now, I'm going to request that you go ahead and share this stream with a friend. It has been a while since I've been live on Facebook outside of Sunday morning, but we have a guest today that I am sure that you are going to be happy to hear from. She is the owner of a music school here in Birmingham, Alabama, and they're doing some great work in the community with our kids, with our youth, and with the adults. And so I wanted my listeners to meet her. But go ahead, take a moment and share this stream with a friend, and we will be starting in about 1 minute. All right. So, hello again, everybody. Welcome into the Eva Melton Show. I am Eva Melton, the proud pastor of the Firm Foundation Church right here in Birmingham, Alabama. And I am known to talk about purpose. And I believe that God has given all of us, no matter who we are, a purpose in this life. And a lot of the fun in life is discovering and finding that purpose, not only operating in your purpose, but allowing it to manifest in your life every day, everywhere that you go. And so tonight I have someone that I wanted you all to meet. She is a musician and she is so much more than that. But she is Miss Ahmun Miles. Ahmun, how are you tonight?
Hello, hello. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you for
Great.
joining me on tonight. And I just want you to take a moment to tell everybody exactly who you are in your own words.
Yes, absolutely. So first off, just thank you so much for having me, bringing me on to the show. It is indeed an honor. And just to tell you a little bit about myself, my name is Ahmun Miles. I am the founder and owner of Piamistry School of Music. Um, I am a classical pianist, and I have a just a list of things. I'm going to kind of name some things off my resume here, but just um, some fun facts that I am a member of the Birmingham Music Teachers Association, as well as the National Federated Music Club, which Piamistry is known as a junior club under. Um, and I participated in these festivals. Years ago, I was awarded gold cups, silver cups, and just given some excellent and superior ratings in my performance. I studied music theory, performance under 9 years of instructions under Young Musical Geniuses of Birmingham, and also at the University of Alabama, and just 18 years plus of music experience, and all of that, which led to my journey and purpose of Piamistry School of Music, and that's what we're here to talk about today.
Awesome. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, are you a native of Birmingham?
Yes, I've lived actually in Bessemer. Actually, I live in Bessemer, and that's where I live all my life. So
Awesome. And your school is in Bessemer.
yes.
That's awesome. Awesome. So I want to give you a statement, and I
Mhm.
just want you to just tell us what this statement means to you. What kind of feelings, what kind of emotions, what kind of words come to you when I say this? That Aman was created with purpose in mind. Aman was created with purpose in mind.
Mhm. When I hear that, I think about um being born, just in the womb. God created us knowing who we were and who we, our purpose and what we were set out to do. And just knowing, just hearing my name, it is so much, that goes into a person's name. That person's name tells a story, and it's already assigned to that person so that they can go out into the world and fulfill their purpose. So when I hear that statement, I think a lot about, just God knowing exactly, who we are and what we was meant to do and, be set out for.
Awesome. And so if I had to ask you what is Amon's purpose, what how would you define your purpose in life?
I feel like my purpose in life is to minister to others, whether if that's music or if that's through, my job or my creativity or just if you know Amon, you will always see me laughing, you will always see me just being silly and just always being, a friendly person. And I see myself, I feel like I'm that person's best friend. I feel like whenever you meet me, my purpose is to be the best friend. God told us to be friendly and show yourself friendly. So I feel like that is my purpose in life is to minister the many different things about Amon to others.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now tell me, when did the vision for your music school really start happening for you?
Um, my vision started, I really started out as a solo pianist. I will always play to myself. I always talk about my oldest brother who actually inspired me to play piano. And my parents always believed in having an instrument in the home. And he was the first person to get on the piano and start playing. And I would sit next to him. And, my family, we've always been performers. I've danced for 9 years. I've always been on the stage. So my vision, my sight, performing on stage has been like in my sight, my whole life. And we would perform in different places, and I would be right there beside him. And as I kind of grew in my experience of just playing, you know, as a solo artist and just playing with my brother and just different things like that, that vision just kind of came into view of, hey, you can do this as an entrepreneur. And that's how I got into the business of pianistry.
That's beautiful. And so what I'm hearing, that you were born, your family of origin
Mhm,
actually matched
mhm.
and helped facilitate who you are today.
Yes.
I think that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful, because I feel the same thing about my family of origin. Just come from a family of ministers, pastor. My father is a pastor,
Mhm.
grandfather was a pastor, uncles and aunts, and I just feel like God knew. I always say God knew exactly who I was to be and how my family would
Right.
help encourage and push me, even when they didn't know. I just feel like the spiritual foundation that my parents gave me has just helped sustain me in life, but also in ministry. And so I love hearing stories how people say their family of origin really matched where they were going. So
Yes,
I'm just
exactly.
grateful to hear that story. Now, I have to ask this question because I am a big fan of Black woman owned businesses. Okay. Did you ever have the role models in life that led you to know, hey, I can do this. I can start my own business. I can be successful at this. And not only that, that I can be successful while operating in my purpose.
Yes. My mom was the biggest cheerleader when it came to having that vision, and pushing me to be an entrepreneur. We are very much creative, and we consider ourselves visionaries. Growing up, we were the kids who had the best projects in school. We was the kids who, well, they left our projects, for years later. I've graduated and went on to college and came back, and they had our projects still up for other students to see. So, my parents just were always big promoters of saying, you can always just, be what you set yourself, out to be. You are as big as you allow yourself to be. So just my mother hearing that um always just coming into my mind, hearing her voice say that you are as big as you allow yourself to be. You can be on stage, you can be on BT, you can be an astronaut, you can be a president, you can be whatever. Just hearing that, she was my biggest role model when it came to just stepping out and being an entrepreneur.
I love it. You are as big as you will allow yourself to be. I love that because I'm working on a message for Sunday service about our not just our self-limiting beliefs, but our God-limiting beliefs.
Mhm,
You know, what we believe about ourselves and how
mhm,
that holds us back. So I'm happy to hear that you had a mother that was encouraging you to whatever you could imagine,
mhm,
whatever you desire, whatever you were passionate about, that is who you could be. And so I want to ask you this specific question. So,
mhm,
as I said, I talk a lot about purpose. That is just something God has given me to
mhm,
focus on. And I just feel like my understanding of it, the understanding God has given me of it, has helped me understand that my abundance, my wealth in life, my peace, my joy is all tied to me being able to operate in my purpose. But before we operate and manifest purpose in our lives, we have to first start trying to determine what that purpose is. And sometimes it's a journey, it's a process, and it evolves over time. But in
mhm,
my book, I talk about that God gives us breadcrumbs along the way. He gives us breadcrumbs along the way through life. If we are able to look back, sometimes it takes that look back to see that God was actually leading me in the direction, the path that I should be on. And then when you look back at your life, do you think there's some things in your childhood that may have happened that may stand out to you, or maybe even your college years or your young adult years that you
mhm.
knew were breadcrumbs from God saying that this is my purpose?
Just as I said before, like us being creatives, I was always that child. I was very passive growing up, and um, I was always drawing and coloring and trying to build something and create something. And um, in my mind, I knew that if I could make this what I see in my mind tangible and in my hands, that's reality to me. So I feel like as a child, just growing up, having all these creative ideas and wanting it to just come out, into life and just be birthed into the world, that was my way of developing my purpose and finding my purpose. Same with my music. Whenever I would hear music being played, classical music, on the piano. If you walk up to the piano and press the demo, and as soon as the first song started playing, I said to myself, I want to learn how to play this. I need to get this out. I want to challenge this. I want to tackle this. I need to make whatever I'm hearing, whatever I'm seeing come out into reality. So going through life, just being a creative and being a visionary, like I wanted to make it happen. And that over time just developed my purpose, and I just remain, in that purpose.
Awesome. I wanted to say hey to Danielle, who was on the live stream. She just left a comment about breadcrumbs. But yes, I love that. And I wanted to just kind of respond to what you just said about being a visionary or creative. In order to be a creative and a visionary, you have to see beyond what you see every day.
Mhm,
Right. So that imagination,
mhm,
that building and being comfortable with that I am going to create, I am going to build, I am going to do something that right now all I have is in my imagination.
mhm.
Who or what gave you, and this is not any of the questions I had to ask you, but who or what you feel like helped gave you the permission to freely express yourself beyond what you saw every day?
Ooh, that's that's an interesting question. Um, I would say just willpower, to be honest. It's like that's a more inward thing, it's just a passion and a drive. Like to have a passion and to want to see something be created and come out, I feel like that's more of like a willpower. Like that's determination, that's tenacity, that's what I see in my head, my imagination that needs to come out. you know um like you said, my imagination, very colorful and vivid imagination. So just I don't think it has left since childhood. So
I love it. I love it because imagination is such a envisioning is such
mhm.
an important part in manifestation. And so not
Yes.
just in manifesting our purpose, but manifesting whatever these things that we want in life. I mean, something has to exist that we see that doesn't match what we see in the physical realm. And so I love it when I hear people talk about the use of their imagination, especially when we can do those, encourage children
Yes.
to actually kind of dwell in their imagination in this world that we may say, hey, it's not real, but it can be real. You know,
Yes.
it can be real. I love it. I love your whole story. So, what we're going to do, we're going to take a break, everybody. I'm going to put the promo up for my book, but we're going to be back and we're going to hear some more from Ahmun Miles.
The seed of purpose is within us. But are you giving it enough light and water to grow? Sometimes we have too many objects in frame, making it hard to focus. We let detrimental relationships get in the way. Or we leave our joy out to be stolen by comparing our lives to what we see on our phone screens. Who are you? Why are you here? These are the questions the Creator wants to help us answer. On our self-discovery journey to finding our purpose, God leaves us clues, breadcrumbs. If we can silence the noise and take a closer look at our lives, our relationships, our gifts, we'll see they're all breadcrumbs leading us like the North Star to our purpose.
Hello, everybody. We are back from the break. I am here tonight with Ahmun Miles, who is a business owner, Black female business owner in Birmingham, Alabama. She owns a music school in Bessemer. And so, Ahmun, I want to give you an opportunity to tell everybody a little bit about the music school, as well as your location and how they can get in touch with you, whether by phone or on social media.
Yes, so Piamistry School of Music is located in Bessemer, at the Watermark Place. It is designed to extend the musical background of the student by introducing them to the world of music through instruments such as piano, guitar, voice, drum, and music production. I like to start at the ages of 4 and up, so I have pretty wide range of students. And you can also register and schedule your lesson through the website at piamistry.com. I'm pretty sure there'll be a link down below. And it's also just our vision to teach true musicianship, just teach children how to think and feel and approach their instrument, so that they can have a great musical mind, um, and bring what in their mind out into reality. And lastly, the mission of our school is to promote entrepreneurship, as well as inspire creativity and allow those students to perform on a platform built in the spirit of excellence. So, if you would like for your child or yourself to align with the vision that is Piamistry, please register, schedule through our website. Our contact is 205 905 8646. And there's Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. So I'm sure those will be posted on the on the site. I think she muted. I can't hear you.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. So we'll make sure that we get in the caption updated with the website. I know you're on Facebook and Instagram as well. And there are some videos. If those of you who are listening want to see some of the kids in action, there are some videos on her Instagram and Facebook page. I went to one of the recitals on, was it in June? June or May. And I was blown away by the excellence in seeing our Black children just operating in excellence and taking music seriously. And you just never know how that develops over time, but it's a way to give kids a way to express themselves. So that's
Yes.
what I love more than anything, a different way of expressing. And sometimes things don't have to be verbal, but also there was some singers there. So I saw kids on pianos, drums, singing. So it was beautiful. So I do encourage you to go and check out um, her pages on Instagram and on Facebook. And so that leads me to my question. And I know I feel like you've answered it already, but I want to ask it again in a different way and see
Okay.
what comes up. How does your life purpose manifest itself through the music school?
Whoa. So again, this is one of those introspective type questions. So um I listen. I listen to what God tells me, and I allow um, what He tells me to manifest itself through through music or through my creativity. Um, rather if I can minister to someone through music, or also in my career being a firefighter EMT. I feel like my divine purpose is to just be able to plant that seed in someone, in my friendship, in my kindness, in my laughter, in my smile, and I feel like I bring all of that in music, and it's just something that I'm very passionate about, and I want um, my students to feel a little bit of what I feel when I sit at the piano and I play, and I pray to God, and I'm just blessed for the opportunity to be able to play piano and have the gift that I have, and just reverencing Him. And I really want to share all of those wonderful things about me, all of those attributes um, in my students, so that someday they could, you know, go on and continue my legacy.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Um, when I see you, I think we first talked when the church was actually looking for someone to back us up for a musician. And I think you and I had a phone conversation, and then we had another phone conversation like a month or two later. And then
Yeah.
finally one day you called me, you were like, I think I'm at a point where I can be of assistance to you
Yes.
all. And I remember telling our worship leader after I met you that I felt like you were a quiet storm. Like,
Ooh.
it's like, somebody, I have, after having looked you up and looked up the school and everything, that there is a lot in you, but you carry such a presence that says, I'm here, but I don't have to say I'm here. And I love those personalities. I love those personalities. And a quiet storm knows that the time will come for everybody to see who they are, right? And so there's no need to be all extra, right? And so I love that about your personality, that you just kind of come in, but then the energy that you bring, and that's the other
Mhm.
thing I noticed as a pastor, the energy that you bring to the space actually invites unity. It actually invites people to express who they are and to operate in their purpose, right? So when we think a lot of times about the person on the keyboard or the person on the piano in worship, that's one of those things. They're not singing, but they help the flow of the
Yes.
entire service go. And so for me as a pastor, it really matters who's on that keyboard. So I
Yes.
just wanted to point that out to you, because I know we don't get a lot of time to chat, but I wanted to point that out to you. And so here's to my last question for you before I allow you to tell our listeners anything that you want them to know about you. And I like to call this question the well. The
Okay.
well. How do you keep your connection to God strong? And I'll add to that, I'm a big advocate of spiritual practice. I believe that we have to do things beyond Sunday morning to have our own unique spiritual practice so that we stay connected to God. So, how do you keep your connection to God strong?
Okay. So in my career, again, working as a firefighter EMT, I see a lot of things. And that's always playing. It's like on repeat in my mind. And some days, I come home and I sit at the piano and I just play. I cry, and I play and I cry and play. Or, you have some of those days where you like to call when you just in the car and you have one of those just breakdown car cries, and you just crying out and you get it all out, or I go to the park, just look at the trees, look at the sun, look at the light, look at the people, just I look at the creation, that's since childhood, that has been my way of staying connected to God, is by looking at his creation, just looking at how everything is connected, the plants, the animals, the sound, the wind, just everything. I look at those things and it reminds me, God created this and I'm one of his creations. And again, just being blessed with the gift of playing piano, remembering my family, remembering, being able to laugh at anything, just remembering who I am is one of many ways, of just staying connected to God and just talking about it. Sometimes just getting, certain feelings out to a friend or to a family or whomever, is another way to stay connected. So those are just many ways I love to stay connected.
That's awesome. 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 I just want to remind you how much a blessing you are. Number one, just by your presence, being present in the world, being who you are, but the blessing that you are through your music school, through your business. And even though it's a business, I also see it as, and I know, a lot of times people say, well, my business is a service, but I really do see the servant component in your business. And that is why I was so, just wanted to take a moment to highlight who you were. And I also want the members of the church to actually know who you are and that you do own a business. And so if they have children, they have an option to find you. And I also say that I had been talking to you on the telephone before I realized that you were the same young woman I was seeing on the billboard off of Morgan Road. I said, I have been talking to this young lady on the phone, and here she is on my billboard. It was like you could not escape me. Like I could not escape the amateur school of music. Like, okay, God, I got you. I got you. And so I'm very grateful and I appreciate the work and the service that you're doing in our communities, because anything that we can do to help our children tap into who God made them to be and the gifts that are in them is a true blessing. And so I'll be sending everybody I know your way, but you're also a blessing to the Firm Foundation Church. And so before we go, I wanted to ask you this. Is there anything else that you wanted our listeners to know about you?
I did want to mention to everyone that there is another recital coming up August 6th. So you definitely will be getting an invitation, as well as the members of the Fern Foundation, an invitation to that. And I feel like I've said everything. I've said everything. If you just want to come hang out here at Piamistry School and get to know my silly, goofy self, and we all get in here and jam out and have some fun, you're more than welcome to do so. So please, just come on. We're a family, love to have fun. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll be encouraging the members of the Firm Foundation Church to come and support you in your next recital, as well as share information. But I'll definitely be blasting it on all of my social media, because I shared it after the last recital. And there were some people said, I did not even know about this music school. I said, well, y'all need to get to the billboard on Morgan Road, because she everywhere I go. So, so y'all are doing great marketing, and I love that. But just keep being wonderful, keep being who you are, and remind our listeners of your website one more time.
All right. So the website is www.piamistry.com, and you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram. That's PIAMISTRY.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being who you are. And to our listeners, you can catch this episode also on WAGG 610 AM on this Sunday, first Sunday in July, which I think it will be July 3rd. And we'll also archive it to the church's YouTube channel and to my personal YouTube channel. But if you're interested in sponsoring the show or sponsoring this show, go to evamelton.com and just put your information in and we will give you a call. But it's been Eva Melton of the Eva Melton Show today with Ahmun Miles of Piamistry School of Music. I got it. We hope you all have a great evening, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.
All right.